जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम 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 जय जय राम ओम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम 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 जय राम जय जय राम श्री 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 राम
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. What were we discussing yesterday? Nah?
Swamiji,
Swamiji?
eating God, drinking God.
What does it mean?
Means whatever is there is God.
Huh?
Whatever is there is God. God is all pervading.
That was the one?
Whomever he thought of God. Thought floating in consciousness.
Hmm.
Like thoughts floating in consciousness.
When you say the word God, however, no, right from our childhood, we have developed a feeling that he is outside, no? So, Swamiji wanted us to know, Swamiji wanted to share that he looked God as consciousness, so that it is not different, it is not away from him. That is the clue. The moment you say God, God is an object. But the moment you say consciousness, then we without consciousness, we don't exist. So that word directly connects us to our being. A very important aspect. That means we are not doing homework. My practice in those days that when I saw anybody, I should see the consciousness in him, pervading every atom of his body. I took it that the body was active only because of the consciousness, which is real and not the body. This consciousness is also called the unifying spirit that connects up all the forms of Prakriti. When I look at a person, I see him or her as pure consciousness and the body, a tiny speck floating in the consciousness. So all the matter in the universe of innumerable forms is only many spots floating in pure consciousness. When someone speaks, I know the sound comes from consciousness only. Though the body walks, etc., the power is of pure consciousness only. But consciousness is not affected by the so-called action. So it can be said that such actions are taking place through the vehicles and the power for such action is drawn from pure consciousness only. The senses are active only because the self or consciousness is activating them. This consciousness is not an object. What is consciousness? Can't be explained. But still we will try. What does Papa say about it? Anyway, because we are not applying deeply, so we will hear at least. One should closely watch the movements of his mind, words of Papa, and gradually wean it away from the path of ignorance and guide it on to the path of knowledge. He should develop a witness consciousness through meditation and self-surrender. It is a state of awareness of the immortal and radiant truth within him, consciousness, witness consciousness. In fact, this awareness or consciousness itself is God realization. When you sit silent and serene, all your senses are at rest in the awareness of your divine consciousness. You feel that you are not an individual tied down to the desires of the flesh, but a purified and enlightened being filled with a spiritual radiance. Which coalesces your life with God's. A man who is entirely free from the ego sense is the happiest man in the world because he has found God, absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss in the place of ego. Many, many clues. Stillness of the mind awakens in us a consciousness which is full of radiance and ecstasy. Now we know that we are the truth, the eternal. Stillness of the mind awakens in us a consciousness. God is Satchit Ananda, absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. He is seated in the hearts of all beings and creatures. God is Satchidananda, absolute Agaminalia. Stillness of the mind, awakens in us a consciousness which is full of radiance and ecstasy. Now we know that we are the truth, the eternal. Stillness.
Samadhi sthiti.
The name stands for Atman. To be in tune with the name is to merge in the Atmic consciousness. In the ultimate realization, the mind ceases to exist. All thoughts disappear. You are filled with divine bliss and peace. This is the goal. Papa is slowly making us to move to the core of our being, no? And the entire creation is floating in the consciousness. And some other people have done. Life is always now. Now is consciousness. And consciousness is who you are. Consciousness is not something you have. It is what you are. Hari Om. Consciousness is not something you have. It is what you are. Unarvu, Bodham, Prajna. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಗೃತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರ. Pratna is also in Malayalam it's called Bodham. In Tamil it is called Unarvu. Hindi? Sanskrit? No, why we are asking, each one can draw.
Chaitanya is the word, I think. There is Prajna also in Hindi, but the thing is this kid
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya is consciousness.
No, when you are trying to understand the word, are we moving towards the existence of that? No. Otherwise, it is on the literal. No, we don't want that literal interpretation. Consciousness is not something you have, it is what you are. Life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. Every situation becomes a refining process. The voice in my head is not who I am. Who am I then? The one who sees that. Consciousness is the witness, not the thinker. Consciousness is the witness, not the thinker. You are not in the know, you are the now. You are not in the now, you are the now. Not a state to enter, your very nature. That peace, a subtle energy vibration, is consciousness. Consciousness expresses as inner stillness, not activity. At the heart of the new consciousness lies the transcendence of thought. True change happens within. Find the now within. Transformation is not external, it's a shift in awareness. The essence of who you are is the sense of being. When you are conscious of the present moment, consciousness means pure I am, beyond labels. The amness. Why we are now concentrating, through Swamiji's words, now Papa is pushing us to the core of our being. And he puts it in though it's a very difficult, tough word, he has put it in a way that can be understood by us. It is not an object. So it is better we develop some introvertedness, that only will help you. The inward journey. So through Namosava, what we are trying is, our mind is filled with Nami, 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 Nami. Outer as objects, outer persons, outer situations are all now connected to Nami, 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 Nami. And this one gives the direct lead to consciousness. To the indwelling reality. Otherwise, why should we take it up? That means Papa also wants us to know, simultaneously you should see the consciousness as the creation outside, as persons outside, as objects outside, as situations outside. At the same time, Consciousness is the base. In Atmabodh he says, Bodhonya sadhanebhyo hi sakshan mokshayika sadhanam pagasya vanyivad jnanam vina moksho na siddhyate. Bodho anya sadhanebhyo hi. There is no other sadhana other than this consciousness. Bodhonya sadhanebhyo hi sakshan mokshayika sadhanam. Just like fire is needed for cooking, pagasya vanni vat. So this jnanam, this consciousness, without that we will not get moksha. Adorable presence, we'll come to that. Bodhonya sadhane yo hi bodh. Bodhonya sadhane bhyohi sakshan mokshayika sadhanam. Self-realization alone is the direct means to liberation. All other practices are indirect aids. Just as fire alone cooks food, knowledge alone brings liberation. You may have chanting, service, devotion, discipline, but without true understanding, it is incomplete. And what is Bodha? It is not book knowledge. It is I am not merely body, mind, intellect. I am the awareness, consciousness, Nami, behind all thoughts, words, and actions. Self-knowledge is the final transformation. So, even a Jnani Bhakta like Papa gives emphasis for this consciousness. Swamiji has put it in an understandable way, that's all. Papa has put it in so many words. In one book, we started searching about, then we got so much. So that means, suppose we try to search for 10 or 15 books. All these things point out that it is not outside, it cannot be objectified. So only we will be able to get a glimpse of it, not through books, not through explanation, not through concepts. So as you said, the stillness, it is somewhere going near to that. Utterance of God's name is to make the mind ultimately still, free from all thoughts. It is in the stillness that you know and realize God. I think the nearest explanation can be the stillness. I am the awareness because of which all these things are known. Body, mind, intellect. This awareness does not change. It is always present, silently witnesses everything. Infinite awareness is called consciousness, all pervading, the one reality behind all existence. It is not your consciousness or my consciousness. It is the consciousness in which everything appears. So self-knowledge means recognizing that your true self is that very consciousness absolute. So I am consciousness. Space inside a pot seems separate. When the pot breaks, we realize it was never separate from the vast space. Similarly, the individual self seems limited. Through self-knowledge, we realize we are not limited, but the infinite consciousness. So the spirit Nami you speak of, the awareness behind all experiences, the consciousness absolute. From I am doer to there is awareness behind doing. I am that awareness. During silence on chanting, gently inquire, what is it that knows this thought? What is present even when thoughts come and go? That is consciousness absolute. That is your real self. So we have to, every now and then we have to ponder this, please. Otherwise it will not help us. My practice in those days was that when I saw anybody, I should see the consciousness in him, pervading every atom of his body. And I took it that the body was active only because of the consciousness, which is real, not the body. This consciousness is also called the unifying spirit. The struggle is to get established in this consciousness. So when I look at a person, I see him or her as pure consciousness, and the body a tiny speck floating in their consciousness. So all the matter in the universe of innumerable forms is only many tiny spots floating in pure consciousness. When someone speaks, I know the sound comes from consciousness only. Some clues, We cannot follow him. But with this clue, probably we may get the enlightenment in our own way. When someone speaks, I know the sound comes from consciousness. Though the body walks, talks, etc., 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 the power is of pure consciousness only. Consciousness is not affected by so-called action. So enough food for thought. So Nami stands for this consciousness. Because consciousness is the subject. We are trying to move towards it. The thought, the sense of individuality in the form of the thought, is trying to move towards this consciousness by identifying every creation, every person, every object, every situation with an Nami through examples. So that we get a samskara of associating the Nami with everything. And then the Nami is turned towards the soul. After all, we are making a word Nami, Then the Nami now is turning inward and trying to find out. And there the direction comes consciousness. Consciousness absolute. There is a consciousness relative level. I am conscious of talking. No, that is not the one. Consciousness absolute. Satchit Anand. So these are all intellectual, but if you go within, it doesn't become intellectual. If it stays at the thinking level, for talking level, for it becomes intellectual. Anyhow, please think over. Each one will get some guidance from within. Because his consciousness, he is there in the form of consciousness in everything.
What is the difference between relative consciousness and absolute consciousness?
You are conscious of now looking, that is relative. Consciousness absolute. That does not look, but that gives the power to look. Higher consciousness, Papa used to mention like that, higher consciousness. Though ultimately it may be the same, but we use the word conscious, not because of this. When we use the word conscious or consciousness, is he conscious? Consciously chant. So we cannot explain more than that. This is consciousness absolute. This is your original subject which cannot be explained. Anything that we comes under explanation called the relative one. The absolute one cannot be explained.
Only absolute consciousness is that which makes relative consciousness possible.
Not only that, it is their core,
It is a source.
Core.
Source.
It is what you are. That's what he says. Who am I? When we go in search of that, all these thoughts, words, expressions, explanation, they all melt. What remains is that. And we name it as, for the sake of sharing it, we name it as consciousness. So when we chant, it is easy to get a glimpse of the consciousness by chanting. Because to the exclusion of all other thoughts, one chanting is going on, then the chanting is known, realized. For a second, that realization, the knowing. Suppose he explained, finished, no. Initially chanting also goes along with other thoughts, it's all right. Later on we develop, and this chanting drives away all other thoughts, makes to get focused on chanting. And then one fine morning, he may bless us with, how can we say, with the awareness that chanting is realized. Chanting is known. How does it come? Again a thought comes, it covers. So this is the core. Papa is also directing us to the core. Anyway, for a change, tomorrow is our beloved Papa's 42nd, 1884, no? 16 years, 100 years, 116, 26, 142 years. 142nd Jayanti. Today and tomorrow. Through that form, he made us aware of so many things. And we are naming it as his Jayanti. Because through that form only we were able to get more and more clarity. We got the guidance, including Ramnam. So this Jayanti is an instrumental cause for us to remember him. Why do we say it's an instrumental cause? Even before 1884, this truth has to be there, no? The truth does not exist because of one person's birth or death. But one person has to inform us. Otherwise, how will we know? So, as Puja Mataji used to mention, that all-pervading reality took the form of Swami Ramdas. And made us know about the ultimate. At least at the emotional level or intellectual level, he has made us understood. So instead of talking something about him, let us talk about the sadhana he did. Let us think about the sadhana he did. Let us travel with him in the sadhana he undertook. That might enable us to get some clue for our life. God brought him in the picture, God brought us into the picture. God made us to connect with him, to know about God. So tomorrow, today, when we say it is 142nd Jayanti, we are now trying to find out to what extent we have understood through his life. All of us have some relations with him. Maybe at the emotional level, at the sentimental level, at the intellectual level, may not be at the real level. Agreed. But now today and tomorrow we will try to find out. Because that alone will help us. Otherwise we are just telling, we are celebrating, that's all. No celebration here. So according to you, what is it that you remember the moment you think about the inspiring life and mission of Papa? Each one can think about it. That is the true homage, The moment he comes before our mental vision, that charming, inspiring form. Then
Carefree nature. Papa was absolutely carefree.
Carefree. Pinna. He is behind even this talk. Then everything is right. These are our archanas to him, What do we remember the moment we hear the word Papa? These are all our archana to his holy feet. There is no right and wrong.
ஆள் பரவேடி சொல்லும்போது உணர்வடிவாக உயிர்வடிவாக புத்திசக்தி வடிவாக இதுக்கெல்லாம் பின்னாடி இருந்து செயல்படுத்தக்கூடியதாக தெளிவுபடுத்துறாரு.
Yeah. He says, the moment we hear this word, we remember he is in the form of life force, he is in the form of consciousness, he is in the form of intelligence. Yes? These are all, our offering at these holy feet. On a day like Jayanti Day, technically or formally we offer the flowers, to the revered ones. We bring malas, we do offer flowers, we bring any offering. Somebody may offer money, somebody may offer seeds, somebody may offer flowers. So like that, we are offering what he has touched and kindled in us. So everything is an offering to him. So don't think your intellect need not play at all. There is no rights and wrongs. The moment when we think about Papa, what is it that touches us? These are all some of the things that touch us.
So make me thine and thine.
Huh? Make me thine and thine only. That word, if he is, I am a password. I don't know how to use that password, but I have got that password now. Yes, then.
Swamiji, that hard baked brick. Swamiji, it comes in the vision of God. Somebody tells Papa, you are a properly baked brick.
Oh, you're completely baked brick. Well baked brick. Well baked brick.
Well baked.
Then.
And it would be like a cake.
Others may say, they have also heard about Papa. What is your immediate the moment you say Papa? What do you feel?
Ramnam should not be saying, Ramnam should be chanted with faith and devotion. For realization.
We should chant the moment you remember, we hear he is telling, chant with faith and devotion.
For realization only.
For realization. Not for anything else. Yes?
இதே ட்ரஸ்ட் வரணும்னா வேர்ஸ்டா ட்ரஸ்ட் அதுதான் நிச்சயம் அவர் அன்னிச்சுதான் சொல்லணும். அதான் என்னன்னா அந்த
He has induced that energy in that power, because it is not academic knowledge, it is experiential knowledge. The moment I think about Papa, whatever he has given is an experiential knowledge. Yes?
We are all instruments in your hand.
We are all instruments in his hands.
We are all instruments in his hands. The moment we hear about him, he makes us aware we are all instruments. Yes? These are the fittest archana to him. We are not borrowing from anybody. Direct between us and him.
See God and everybody and everything.
Huh?
See God in everybody and everything.
See God in everything. Yeah.
Our mind is
See God. Yeah.
See God is in our heart and in
All pervading. Indwelling.
Sparshamani.
Huh?
He says Sparshamani.
Huh?
And he says Sparshamani.
That's it.
Pasumani.
It will change.
Ah.
It will change iron into gold.
Alchemy. Parasmani. Good. Parasmani. Iron into gold. From the raw to the finer one. Yes?
no otherness.
No otherness.
No otherness.
No otherness. Yes?
எல்லாருக்குள்ளேயும் நான் ஸ்பீக்கிறது இல்லை, ஸ்பீக்கிறது நான் இந்த ஸ்பீக்கிறது அவர் தானே.
He is behind the speech. Sound is the expression of Atman. Consciousness is Atman. Ram is the subtle and mysterious power. When I feel I am a limited being with name and form, through the first page of this inquest of the speaks, he says, you are God. You do not know that you are God. Remove that veil. Though I am unfit to travel, but you have made me known about the clarity of the goal to be scaled. I have been thinking about God outside, but your emphatic assertion that all are forms of God. God is within you. What is that word? First page. വേണ്ട ഉടനെ ബുക്കിനൊന്നും പോകണ്ട, അവിടെ ഇരുന്നാൽ മതി. I will read. So if we concentrate on this is the fittest offering at His holy feet. If you have not told us, I will not know at all. Human life is a rare acquisition. Its purpose is to know the Atman, by knowing which you have nothing more to know. Everyone must realize that the divine is within him. God is within your heart. You are His embodiment. You are He, but you do not know that. There is a veil of ignorance separating you from God. Remove it. First God, everything else comes next. Very clarion call, clarion call. For a true spiritual aspirant and a person who has unqualified faith and devotion to Papa, he gives this, because we don't question at all. We don't need any explanation, because here is a master who has reached that stage through his own, in the sense, not from any outside this thing. And he declares it. Human life is a rare acquisition. Its purpose is to know the Atman, by knowing which you have nothing more to know. Everyone must realize that the divine is within him. God is within your heart. You are His embodiment. You are He, but you do not know that. There is a veil of ignorance separating you from God. Remove the veil. First God. Everything else comes next. This is enough. That is why in Spiegelberg or in even Seattle, when he was taken to a group, somebody Mother Hamilton introduced Papa, I have brought God before you. Immediately Papa said, God is seeing, meeting God. God has come to see God. Nothing but God. So the moment we remember about Papa, first our gratitude goes to him. I was unaware. I was thinking, right from our childhood until I got in touch with your teachings. It was not clear to me whether I should pursue the God without or within. But through your emphatic assertion, you made me to know that God is within me. At the moment, I am not aware. Also, he says the reason. There is a veil of ignorance. There is a veil of ignorance separating me from him. The me and mine, which I have developed. Because I did not know anything about, nobody told me about this, Though our elders, parents, well-meaning people, teachers, good, noble people, but they never said, you are that. Because they have not realized, they did not say that. They encouraged us to worship him outside, develop a liking for him, no doubt. Develop devotion towards him, no doubt. Engage ourselves in activities that will glorify God, no doubt. Or outside. But here through a small book, it was culled out from some letters, but it was presented to us. Thus speaks Ramdas. a pocket-sized book which we were all holding in the pocket. You remember? Gents used to put it in the pocket. It was a pocket-sized book with a plastic cover. The idea was that, he wants us to carry it everywhere, so that every now and then when we feel like getting connected, we can just look at it, the first page. Close it. Human life is a rare acquisition. Its purpose is to know the Atman, by knowing which you have nothing more to know. Everyone must realize that the divine is within him. God is within your heart. You are his embodiment. You are he, but you do not know that. There is a veil of ignorance separating you from God. Remove the veil, first God, everything else comes next. Not a small assertion, emphatic assertion. No doubt will come in our mind. So tomorrow being the 142nd Jayanti day, when God made him to get into that form with a name. After that, he was named as Vittal Rao. God made him to go through the usual pangs of the individual life till his 38th year. Then slowly relieved him from that. Made him aware of the real purpose for which he has been sent. And in 2 years' time, God blessed him with that awareness. And then he started the mission of sharing it with everybody. And you and I happen to be one among those who have been drawn towards him. So on this day, we bring that form before us, catch hold of his feet, and then pray to him. Only because of a form I remember you now. I know the body has already dropped. Body was dropped in 63 years ago, but you are still there in that form in me. I am conscious of what you said through the Thus Speaks Ramdas. Please enable me to make it a reality. More about it tomorrow morning and afternoon. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Papa,